Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and for today I wanted to talk to you guys about premium comic cards. So in my last couple of videos I was talking to you guys about gold uniforms that you should pick up if you're a new player, or even if you're an intermediate player and you're just lacking uniforms for characters that you use in stuff like Shadowland. In my other video, I was talking to you guys about some of the best non-premium comic cards that you can hope to get in this game if you're a new player, or again, intermediate player who are you're just trying to push content, right? And you don't have the money to shell out to pick up a whole bunch of premium cards right away. However, in the comments, I saw one of you guys say, yo, I've been playing for like 2 years and I still don't have my first premium card. And that is quite shocking to me. So I wanted to actually talk to you about a guaranteed way that you can get a premium card every single month. And if you've been playing for the past 6 months, truly playing, you should have the means to get 6 premium cards right now. Or at the very least, at the bare minimum, you should have enough to get 3, right? Because every single month, they do this thing called the Future Pass. And in the Future Pass, it gives you 300 of these premium comic card token, right? And then at the end of the month, you can just go to the shop and you can actually just go right here, Dimension Chest, and then you can use those tokens to purchase a comic card for free. Now you need 600, as you can see right here, every single time. However, if you actually complete the Future Pass, which the Future Pass just requires you to play the game, it's just that simple. Like, all you do is you play the game and you rack up points and you collect those tokens. However, in addition to the 300 that you get from the Future Pass, you also get another 10 every single day. So over the course of 30 days, that's 300. So you can get a premium card every time the Future Pass comes around, which comes around about every 40 days. So like, again, so every 40 days you can get a premium card if you are playing Giant Boss Raid and picking up your 10 tokens from here and then picking up the 300 from the Future Pass. So my friend, if you have been playing the game like you claim and you've been doing the Future Pass and doing GBR, which you only need to play this thing maybe like 2 or 3 times a day, or once with boost points if you get lucky and you get your 10 tokens, you never have to look back, right? So go ahead and pick up your cards, my friend. You have lots of premium cards waiting for you if you've actually been playing the game. If you guys didn't know about that for some reason, yeah, start doing GBR and start completing the Future Pass every single month. It's around for like, what, 30 plus days? Something like that. So like, it should be very easy if you're logging in every day and playing for like 10, 20 minutes. So let's jump into it. But today we're going to be talking about the best cards to craft, the best premium cards to craft for PVE and PvP. Now keep in mind, this is my opinion. However, you're free to disagree and you can let me know why in the comments. I'm going to give you guys 6 top cards for PVE content. So World Boss, Ultimate, World Boss, Legend, ABX, that kind of stuff. And I'm going to give you 6 cards for PvP. So Timeline Battle, AC, AT, if that's what you're into. First card I'm going to put on the list here, we're going to start off with PvE content, okay? We're going to start off with the World Boss Crushers, the World Boss Legend Crushers, you guys. We're starting off with you guys. First card on the list is going to be the first card that I crafted myself, and that is actually the Lunar Snow card. Let me give you my criteria for crafting a card, okay? It has to be minimum quality 4. Anything lower than 4 does not deserve to be crafted, no matter how good these stats are rolled. So if any of you guys out there are crafting cards with quality 3 or lower, my friend, you are messing up, okay? Because keep in mind, the fixed options will reflect the options that you get later on the crafted stats. For example, when a card has a higher quality, like this one, quality 5, it's giving me 9.5% energy attack and all attack. If I go over here and I have a quality 4 cable card, you'll notice that the all attack is only 9%. If it was quality 3, it would be giving me 8.5%. If it was quality 2, it would be giving me 8%. If it was quality 1, you see what I'm saying? The lower the quality, the lower the top 2 fixed options will be, and the lower the crafted stats that you get after will be as well. So overall, the card is just way weaker the lower the quality is. In a perfect world, you would never want to craft anything besides a quality 7. However, quality 7 is extremely rare, and it's even rarer to get the stats that you want, good stats, right, and a high quality. So for me, the middle ground is to aim for 4. Anything lower than 4 on the cards that I'm going to list, you need to keep re-rolling until you get the right stats. Now keep in mind, in yesterday's video, I was talking to you guys about the stats that you should aim for on pretty much all of your cards. You want to always look for all attack. That is the #1 stat that you should be looking for on every card, because that's going to buff all the characters in your roster. So all attack, energy attack, physical attack, ignore defense, skill cooldown or cooldown duration. Those are the top 5 stats you should look for down here on your options before you start rolling up the card. Okay, additionally, when you start crafting, there's one stat that became so much more useful overnight with the crafting system and the new content that is World Boss Legend, and that is actually movement speed. This second stat right here, when you start crafting, start getting some movement speed, because movement speed is going to help you a lot. Okay, you want to ideally get up to the point where on your effects here you have about 25% movement speed. Believe me, it will make a massive difference in your survivability, especially against Mephisto and whatever boss comes next. Okay, so movement speed becomes the 6th essential stat that you will want to have when you start crafting. Before that, before you start crafting, do not aim for movement speed, because it will be wasting good substats that you could be getting on the lower options down here. Okay, moving on. The second card that I'm going to recommend is actually this card right here, the cable card, because as you can see, it's giving you all of the amazing options that you want in a card. It's giving you all attack, cooldown, ignore defense, physical attack, and energy attack. And you could even get something down here, which is attack speed or all defense. This card is absolutely perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna recommend this card to go alongside the Luna card. They complement each other nicely. My Luna Snow card could be rolled better, but it's pretty good. We could have rolled right here on the 5th option. We could have rolled all defense, and then it would have been perfect, especially if you could get it like quality 6 or quality 7. But this is not a perfect world. We're all imperfect. Okay, so those are the top 2 cards in my opinion. The next card I'm gonna recommend is the baby Spider-Man card, or the Valentine's Day Spider-Man card, whatever you want to call it, because top stat is all attack. The top 2 stats are very, very important, right? You always want to aim for all attack, my friends. So we have all attack, ignore defense. The attack speed is good. However, if you go down here, you can roll energy attack, and if you don't need the cooldown, which in my case currently I do, right, you can roll this one for physical attack. And I think I'm gonna delay crafting this card as long as possible to roll up another man baby another baby Spider-Man card to see if I can get quality 5 with physical attack in place of the cooldown. But this card is almost perfect. It's almost perfect. It's just about. So this is the 3rd card I'm gonna recommend from the 6th. The next one I'm gonna recommend is this one right here that I have in my inventory, and that is White Fox. Again, gives you exactly what you want. It gives you all attack, ignore defense, some crit damage there, and as you can see, it has a physical attack proc to go with the Luna that has the energy attack proc, and then you get energy attack here, and right here you can get dodge, crit rate, or defense. In my case, I got the worst option. I got defense, but it is what it is. So definitely got to put that card on there. The next card is this one right here, Black Panther number 166, and for obvious reasons, all attack, cooldown, crit damage is nice. We have max HP here, but we could actually roll this, and that's why it's not in my set yet. We could roll this for physical attack. We could roll this one here for energy attack, and then the attack speed down here is actually not too bad. So overall, this card has the potential for greatness. It really does. It stands above a lot of other cards in the game as one of the best PVE cards to craft. Keep in mind though, we're aiming for quality 4 or higher. Anything less, even if the stats are great, we're gonna keep re-rolling it because it's going to make your crafted stats worse. This one is a very, very rare card, and I myself still don't have it because it's come around multiple times, but I wasn't really interested in it at that point in time, and that is this card right here. Let me go over to my collection. It's one of the easiest cards to get good stats on, because as you can see, the 3 most important stats in the game come as fixed option. It's unfortunate that the all attack only gives you 5%, but it is still amazing because you do not need to try and roll these substats down here. Physical attack and energy attack come pre-rolled alongside all attack. And then, as you can see down here, if you want to, you can get attack speed or crit damage. And then for the 5th slot, you can get max HP. And then for the last one, you can get ignore defense, dodge, and crit rate. An amazing card. So these 6 cards are the top cards in the game for PvE content. However, PvE is not the only thing that matters, so maybe you want to do a hybrid. Top cards for PvP, in my opinion, the first one is actually one. Yeah, he's late. We're doing Conquest. You late. The top one, or at least one of the top ones in my opinion, is Black Widow number 10. I still don't have this card. It's unfortunate, but as you can see, it gives you cooldown, max HP, and all attack. It's unfortunate that the cooldown is at the top and the all attack is at the bottom, but for PvP, what matters most is staying alive the longest. Whoever can stay alive the longest will generally be the victor, right? So getting max HP in the top 2 stats is what determines whether or not this is a PvE card or a PvP card. As you can see, we start off with max HP. For the 4th slot, we get some physical attack or some crit damage. For the 5th slot, we get energy attack. And for the 6th slot, right here, as you can see, we get attack speed or ignore defense. This card is fantastic for PvP, or if you're trying to build a hybrid set. You can go with 3 of the cards that I just showed you for PvE, and you can implement this one to get some max HP and some more attack. Completely up to you. Next card I'm going to recommend for PvP is one that I have sitting in my inventory. If we could have like 2 different sets and then we can switch between the ones that we want to use, I know whale category, but that would be nice at some point, right? That would be the next step in the evolution of Future Fight. This one right here, just like the Black Widow card, it has max HP in the top 2 stats. Attack and HP are the 2 most valuable things you can get on a PvP card. This one, if you're building a set for PvP, is actually pretty good. As you can see right here, you can get all attack, then you can get cooldown or attack speed, and lastly down here you can get the HP proc. This is really good for PvP because you can get 20% more HP, plus you can get the 9% flat buff at the top here. This card, really good. Definitely one of the better ones for PvP because you can get that 20% HP proc. This one right here, Guardians of the Galaxy. Max HP at the top, followed by all attack. This card is one of the best in the game. I would probably put this one at number 1, the Black Widow at number 2, and then maybe I'll put that Infinity War card that I just showed you at number 3, just because it has that 20% HP proc. This one is really, really good. So I have it at quality 7. All the other stats down here are trash. Unfortunately, we would have wanted to get crit damage or cooldown, and then we would have wanted to get physical attack from the 5th option. Quite unfortunate that we didn't get the physical attack, because this card would have been one that I would have considered to put in my set, because quality 7 with the all attack being 11% and then the physical attack right here from the 5th option would have been really, really nice. Because of that, this card cannot be equipped. So even if you get a quality 7 card, if the substats are really bad, even if the main top stats are really good, for me, it's not worth it because you're losing half the value of the card. Next card I want to talk to you guys about when it comes to PvP is actually one that I've mentioned before, and that's actually the baby SpiderMan card. Because if you get the right rolls, or rather you get the rolls for PvP, this card is still really, really good. The last option right here, you can roll 6% max HP to go along with getting the attack at the top, the ignore defense, the attack speed, and you can get double physical and energy on this card. So this card could be a hybrid card. You could have it and you could still go in PvP, and you could get some decent damage and some decent survivability out of your set, because you're going to get 6% max HP right there, and that's honestly one of the better options. You're not sacrificing any attack to do it, right? That's really good. So this card right here, I definitely have to put in the set that it can be, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best card in the game, because it has the flexibility of being used on a PvE set and a PvP set. All right, next card I want to mention here is one that does not see a lot of use, but it is still really useful for PvP, and that's actually this card right here. The Scarlet Witch card. I put it lower down on this list just because we have the ignore defense being higher than the actual all attack, so that is quite unfortunate. Right, we have max HP, ignore defense, and all attack. Down here in the fourth option, we can actually roll for attack speed, all defense or dodge, so not really that good. Ideally, you want an energy attack there or physical attack. The next slot, you only have cooldown or crit rate, and the final one has a physical attack proc. This one is only on the list because it gives you max HP and all attack as a part of the fixed options, and the max HP is at the top, or it's rather in the first two slots, so you get the full value of the card the higher the quality is. So definitely a good card to consider for PvP, but it's not the best in my opinion. So I wouldn't be like rushing to craft this one. If you have it, you have better options. The other one I want to mention here is one that I currently have in my set, just because when I got it, it was the best one I had at the time, and that's actually the Gwenpool card. The reason why it's here is because it allows me to get away with some stuff in PvP by giving me some more max HP. Eventually, I will remove this thing from my set because it's not giving me the ideal options as the fixed options. Again, keep in mind the top 3 stats to look for the fixed option. You want at least one of them, and ideally you want all attack, or if you can't get all attack, you want energy attack or physical attack. So this card is giving me 3 good stats, but it's not the top stats. The cooldown is nice, the max HP is great if I'm going for a more defensive PvP build. The ignore defense helps a lot, but ideally in the top fixed options, I would want all attack, energy attack, or physical attack, one of those 3. So this card not giving me that is quite unfortunate. So because of that, I put this lower down on the totem pole as one of the great PvP cards, but not one that you should be in a rush to craft. If you have it and you don't have any other premium cards, you can put it on, but expect to take it off later. Do not craft it. That's just my opinion. I would craft one of the ones that give you all attack and max HP over this one. Definitely would. Now, one card that I see a lot of people craft, right, and I think this is a mistake, it's actually this card right here. I love this card. This card has been in my set for a very long time, and if you look at it, you can see why. It's quality 5, it gives me energy attack, ignore defense, and cooldown. It's giving me 3 of the 6 major stats that I want, and then down here is giving me crit rate, which is really nice. It's giving me crit damage, also very nice, and then it's giving me 6% all attack. Overall, the stats on the card, nothing here is bad. However, there are better options. The Cable card is better. The Luna card is better. The White Fox card is better, right? The Baby SpiderMan card is better. So because of that, because there are better options, you do not want to craft this card. And there's so many people that I see craft this one. I think it's a mistake, personally, because you have to sacrifice other premium cards to re-roll this later on when you could just be working on a better card overall. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please, guys, be careful. Think carefully before you craft your cards, because this is an expensive and it can be a rather painful process. If you don't believe me, go check out the video I made, or the live stream I did a couple days ago, where I was crafting my very first card, and it took me quite a bit to get this card to be what I have it today. Okay, so if you're a low spender or you're free to play, measure twice so you only have to cut once. Okay, think about it again, and then think about it a third time if you need to before you craft a card, because this is a process that will cost you quite a bit, and if you make a mistake, that's all on you. Catch you guys in the next one. Be safe. Drop me a like if you enjoyed the video, and leave me your thoughts in the comments. I'm gone.